number one of this grand final matchup of LGD versus Team Spirit. And we're going to start things off with the Monkey King and the Clinks banned out by Team Spirit, and LGD will ban out the Coddle and the Bane. But guys, I do want to ask you for some concrete predictions. Exactly what do you think the score will be at the end of the day, guys?
It's gonna be a rough one. I would agree that if Team Spirit will take this one, it's gonna go all the stretch, all the way, but probably 3-1 PSG.LGD, something like that. But what am I saying? Team Spirit's gonna win this 3-0 for the Slab boys. They're on a momentum. I can't go against them, and how do I talk to my dad after?
I see what you did there. You took two different possible outcomes, put it in the same sentence. So, covering your bases there.
I don't know. I'm all in on Team Spirit, man. To the moon. All in.
Okay. Like I said, I think LGD, they're the superior team. If I was, I would go with the 3-1 LGD here.
All right. And I'm going 3-2 Team Spirit. Yesterday I said 3-1 Team Spirit. Today I'm saying 3-2 Team Spirit. They're like they can do it, man. They can do it. If anyone can do it, like that lower bracket run, 3-0. I said okay.
3-0. You guys, PSG.LGD, who? Don't you know the powerhouse of SEA Team Spirit? It's gonna happen.
However, Blizzard talking.
Yeah. However, I'm already worried because PSG.LGD, they banned out the Kotl, which is obviously a problem for every single team, but they banned out this Bane, which means they're very well prepared. They've been watching Team Spirit, and they banned out Miposhka's favorite hero, and now they snatched that Bet plus Elder. Bet has been highly contested, but you are playing versus Vengeful, and that swap versus Lasso, it always comes in handy.
It certainly does. Talk to me about these bans from Team Spirit, Theban, because we're starting to see a decline in popularity for the Clinks, but then Team Spirit go ahead and ban it first phase now.
Yeah, I think it's more of like an LGD thing, where they're willing to play it in the mid lane or the safe lane, and the way that they move around with the hero is much more fluid than the other teams. Is just a respect towards LGD. They were so dominant with it, especially at ESL, and at this event, like people have not wanted to give it to them. And it's kind of just carrying on till now. Monkey King, excellent safe lane carry hero right now. Also can be played in the position 4. So Team Spirit just don't want to have to deal with that flex possibility. In terms of the picks, though, I think LGD are really looking to have a stronger team fight. And this Batrider pick is most likely going to be played by Xiaowei, and Team Spirit are reacting accordingly right away.
Instant Quap pick. Didn't really... wait for the next phase at all, but PSG.LGD, like you said, Zhao 8 can play it, but doesn't have to go mid with it, right? Like they can put this Batrider anywhere. And this Queen of Pain, I think for Team Spirit, what matters is they got their Queen of Pain. Is this Queen of Pain gonna be versus Bet or not? That's second, because they love the hero no matter what. So I'm down with some Queen of Pain and Venge. Also, when they take the sets, it's gonna be two identical heroes. You'll see later on.
I do hope, though, that Team Spirit will be drafting some kind of teamfight anchors in their lineup. The Vengeful Spirit most likely to be the offlane position, so either in the position 4, I think it has to be in the position 4, or the carry needs to be some kind of a frontliner that can just be able to soak damage, provide some kind of disables as well.
Yeah, we actually saw we saw Tundra struggle quite a bit whenever they picked out these position 3s that are kind of in their own world, doing their own thing, your Lycans and whatnot. Vengeful does contribute a little bit more, but if it is a 3, you need a brawler type 4 at least, right? Like these Spirit Breakers, Clocks, whatever, these initiators.
Yeah. There's that ban right there. That was very important for LGD to get rid of the Faceless Void, because that would have been the lockdown plus the frontlining hero that could have soaked enough damage and a good matchup against the Batrider too. So LGD, I think they came really prepared for this series. That's what I gotta say.
Yeah, it's looking good from them.
Nomad, you can talk a little bit. We've been having a dialogue forever.
AB conversation?
Yeah, pretty much.
You know me, I like to listen to you guys, and I like to get into my stats a little bit, see what's going on. And Quap has had a. I mean, she's been picked up twice and she's won both games, so she obviously looks really good in both the games she's played. Really strong in the lane, which is something which is kind of interesting now. That hero's always been good in lane, but right now seems like it's the changes to dagger now healing you seems to have done miracles for her.
Was it Spirit picking her both times? I know they picked her once at least. I can't remember if it was 2 games. I think it might have been 2 games. Yeah. In any.
I don't think it was Spirit who picked Queen of Pain, was it?
They had it once.
I guess Fnatic.
Yeah,
right.
They had it once for sure.
Fnatic. Yeah.
In any case, Team Spirit, they banned out Beastmaster and Lycan. When you're running a draft such as this one with Vengeful, especially if Venge is position 3, you can't really hold your ground when you're playing versus all these zoo-type heroes that are, unfortunately for most of us, back in the meta. So Beastmaster and Lycan, they definitely have to go.
It looks like most of the time when they're being banned in pairs, right?
I love how you just gave up on the search. No idea. Wait, did I hear an IO? I did.
You did hear an IO. Yep, LGD have grabbed themselves that little ball of light to help them. And still no Bloodseeker ban. So something which both Tundra and Fnatic feared a lot, this Bloodseeker from Team Spirit, is kind of being ignored in this draft so far.
5 seconds remaining.
And IO also a hero that has been banned against LGD a lot, letting through as well. I'm not so sure if you want to play Bloodseeker without having too many disables here. And yeah, there it is. Team Spirit just go with the Shadow Demon Sven. And I think that Sven is kind of like a block pick.
Oh, this is really good though.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Absolutely disgusting.
It's going to be difficult for the Sven to play the game now. It has its merits, however. You are playing versus Elder Titan. That Warcry will come in handy. Remaining. Io and Slark are disgusting, especially when you have some hero as a bat on the map constantly catching and creating those relocate plays for you. And I like Queen of Pain and the AoE damage that she brings versus Slark overall, but the leash and Slark in general, it's gonna be a problem this game for Team Spirit. Maybe they picked the Sven a little bit too hastily.
There's a lot this Queen of Pain has to get done in this game. Like, she's gonna have to snowball, get a lot of items early on, so to be able to shut this Slark down. Because the moment the Slark starts to get a couple of those items, most of the items he buys has strength, right? So he has a pretty large HP pool. I'm not so sure how much damage Queen of Pain is gonna be able to do to the Slark by herself.
Yeah, and the nice Bloodseeker ban. Yeah, you had to, right? Like, now that the Slark is picked up, there is no way you let the Bloodseeker go through. It could be played on the offlane and just it would make your life hell.
I have a feeling their preparation was like, okay, if they pick Bloodseeker, we go the Io Sven route. If they steal the Sven, then we're gonna pick the Slark, because that was a snap pick, and there's no way they were gonna pick that Slark if they saw the Bloodseeker first.
100%. It's they expected the Sven and they picked it up, because you kind of know, right? The majority of teams, they go for the Sven anyway, and now when PSG.LGD picked Io first, you know they're gonna pick it even harder, as if they don't, you're giving away the Io Sven, which can be problematic. Night Stalker banned out by Team Spirit as their last ban. Just Night Stalker has been a beast this tournament.
I'm just surprised it made it till here, the Night Stalker. I know LGD are not favoring it as much, but Team Spirit not taking it up, I think it's because of the bench for Spirit mainly.
One thing I will say is that they have 2 saves plus a Sven, and we know that's a combination which can be very, very strong. You know, we've talked before, Aegis not that valuable on Sven because of God Strength, but keeping him alive whilst that God Strength is going is really, really nice. And Venge and Shadow Demon can both do that. And also versus Slark, you know, you just want to stop him getting those shifts up really, really quickly. And the Venge and the Shadow Demon can do that. And the final pickup is going to be the Sand King as well. More AoE damage, Collapse. Really, really nice.
I like this. Yeah, I like it as well. Basically, before their last pick, I was thinking to myself, what do they pick here to salvage this draft? Because for me, it's solid, it's fine, but I'm not as optimistic as I was at the beginning of the panel. Sand King looks decent though.
This is very similar to what they ran against Tundra, right? Tundra Slark, where they had this Sand King pick right after it. I think they have a feeling that Sanking does extremely well against the Slark. They needed another disabler, in my opinion, so this definitely helps out much more. I thought they were going to go for like an axe or something, and I was going to be like, I don't really like that, but this Sanking, I think, has much
potential.
more options.
Yeah. That's more potential this game for sure. Meanwhile, PSG.LGD are going to reveal if Batrider will go mid or if they will maybe mix things up and send him on offlane. Is there something that Queen of Pain really suffers against at the moment that's still left in the pool that they could go for? Some crazy Zhao 8 Legion Commander mid or something. Okay.
Okay, Underlord. Okay, not bad.
I like to think some people watching LGD for like who haven't watched them that much might be like, "Whoa, they go Underlord Batrider in the same draft." Like, no, this is pretty tame by their standards. A pretty normal draft for LGD.
Yeah, I have a feeling this might be a Batrider offlane and an Underlord middle by Faith Beyond. And they're going to try to get Zhao Wei to match up against the Sven. Because if he goes mid against this Queen of Pain, we saw what Toronto Tokyo with Quap did to Cheon's Batrider.
You mean, yeah.
That was not good for the Bat.
Wasn't
so
pretty.
It might be favorable for the Bat to lane against the Sven here. And Team Spirit might not see it coming if they see that Zhao Wei is on that Batrider.
Will Toronto Tokyo really care though? I mean, maybe he will not crush the lane as hard, but
he will not care. But it's more about Zhao Wei having a good game and also being able to put some pressure on the Sven.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening. Still though, Underlord gives you some catch, bit of Malice, Athos in this kind of a lineup to help out versus the Sand King, to help out mainly versus the Queen of Pain, right? Makes a lot of sense, brings a lot of utility to their lineup. It's a rough one. I have to say I like the Sand King last pick from Team Spirit, which has me dancing a little bit from one side to the other when it comes to predictions.
You can't decide. Steven, do you want to put forward your prediction first?
I think LGD's late game potential is insane, but Team Spirit, Toronto Tokyo, this might just be his game. That being said, though, I always prefer the late game, so I'm gonna go with the LGD.
Just put me on the Slavic squad, of course. Let's go Slavs.
Team Spirit. I'm going Team Spirit as well. They look like they can brawl, and that's exactly what they want to be doing in this series. So, yeah, it's going to get messy, and Team Spirit, I reckon, are going to come out on top. But let's bring it over to our casters. We've got B-Cop who's casting. You'll be delighted when he's on the mic. We all get excited. With him as Mo, you'll be distressed. He's just above average when he's at his best.
Thank you, Nomad. Man, this guy's rhyming.
I promise you. I absolutely promise you. He's been sat up he was sat up all night thinking about that. He was like, God, how do I make it work?
Look tired.
He's got 2 hours sleep. He's been up all day thinking about it as well.
Gets that one line out of there.
LG is so good at finding mid wards. I'm sure there's not... I'd love to see the stats, but I reckon there hasn't been a better team this tournament at de-warding around that mid lane before the rune spawn.
Yeah, they're like pre-horn movements are some of the best from what we've seen, not only in this one, but the China Dota pit as well. They played really well around the horn and around what they want to get done in terms of vision.
Yeah, I completely agree. I will say though, I'm on the Spirit train today, B-Cop.
Everybody on the Spirit train. I'm surprised that the faith has been lost here on LGD. All of a sudden, Magic Missile with the Burrow Strike coming in from Collapse and Mira. Ame in some trouble. He's starting to get some essence shift, though. Only 4. But it's not looking really that great for Ame.
He knows he's in trouble.
Yeah, the tether's gone. The life is gone. And Collapse gets first blood. Not the start that they would want on LGD. And, we praise their early pre-horn movements, and then they give us that.
So when I should say I'm on the Spirit train today, I meant for this game. I realised that it made it sound like it was for the whole series, but I think their draft for this game looks really strong. They've got this really good mid matchup that we've mentioned before from on the panel. Toronto Tokyo, when he had to play this matchup before, did a really good job. And I think Zhao 8 probably been one of the better Batrider players this tournament, but I would still favour Toronto Tokyo.
Yeah, like you said, he's had some good performances on this Queen of Pain, and I'm interested to see. They picked it up pretty early, so they're prioritizing it for him. And, he's When you have good performances with a hero, certainly want to try it again. When you've got the ability to really flex and try things in a best of 5, why not? Not the most common picked mid. I think Nomad said it's only been picked twice this event.
Yeah, it's just against Batrider specifically, we've been seeing teams doing it, right?
Right. An 8-0 to the 6-1. So the CSing pretty much even over in the mid lane. Taking a look top though, we've got Ame, Shinkyu. Shinkyu up in the top lane with Ame. Not really what you see too often from LGD.
No, but you want the sustaining lane against the Sand King, right? Like you see this a lot from teams when they pick this Wisp 4. They tend to play it in the safe lane, and then the position 5 will move to the off lane.
Ame trying to secure some CS as best he can. And this is also a move on the Venge from what we've been normally seeing, the 3 to the 4, but I'm not surprised. Collapse is not who we've been seeing play Venge, more so like the Axes, the Mags, the Sand Kings, the guys who blink initiate, want to get something done.
I mean, I'm sure we can play Venge, right? But like you say, I think they look so much better on Spirit when he's playing those big initiate team fighters.
Yeah.
The CS across the board, though, looking really good for LGD so far. Especially in this mid lane.
And Zhao, he's had his struggles in the mid lane in a couple of these matchups, but for the most part, even when his laning goes poorly, he somehow makes something of nothing, and it's always interesting to see how he accomplishes that.
Well, if you see his skill build as well, he actually went Flame Break at level 3, which I think against the Queen of Pain, something that happens a decent amount, right? Where you want to be able to offer that damage straight on the Queen of Pain, but you know you're never going to get it from Firefly because she just blinks away. So.
Right. Is it possible that maybe you force that blink with the Flame Break and then dive in with Firefly?
I mean, potentially, but it's so difficult. Mira?
Oh, Mira in some trouble. Ame trying to get the kill. Pops the Fairy Fire, just surviving, and then a salve. They're trying to stay in this lane. Has 4 tangos and a mango to go. Burrow Strike on 2 with the Wave of Terror, but that's just... yeah, a good glyph to stop Collapse from getting a bit of CS with that Burrow Strike. And now they're starting to right-click away on these heroes. They've got the Pounce Leash. There's the Magic Missile. Right-clicking in. Mira just used that salve.
Oh, the Courier as well.
Oh, yeah, Collapse losing that Courier, but it did deliver before it did go down. So not awful, but definitely not what you want to be giving away. And again, Ame playing so aggressive.
But that's the thing, because you have the Wisp in your lane, you have the ability to play aggressive because it's so much more difficult for Spirit to punish you when the sustain is there from the Wisp. He has the Ring of Regen and a Headdress. Like, the amount of regen at the moment on the Slark just means he can kind of do whatever he wants in this lane, you know, within reason.
And at the moment, even if he gets in a little bit of trouble, he does have 10 wand charges to go back to. And potentially survive. Like, he's not an easy kill, and he definitely feels comfortable playing in the faces of Team Spirit in this lane at the moment. Ooh, Courier coming over. This one might die before it delivers. And it does, yeah.
I don't know if you saw that as well, though. Just, yeah, ticked over to 1k net worth lead here for LGD. And again, we've mentioned it time and time again. Look at the support net worths. That's where the big difference maker comes in.
And these are two teams that have, at least in this event, played their aggression very, very aggressively.
They played the aggression aggressively.
Played their...
That's pretty Pog speak up.
Aggressively. There we go. You could have let me have it.
Absolutely not. I haven't thrown you under the bus enough this event, actually. And now we're in the final. I'm unleashing my my final power.
He's going Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah.
I've killed Krillin, and well, now I deserve to pay for it. You could already see Faith Beyond, who's really the anchor for this team. It's something we say a lot about the offlaners in China, especially, say, JT. He's one of those guys who is always the anchor. You're always expecting him to have a pretty consistent time in his lane. And yeah, Faith Beyond, his performances, his lock, like CS and everything that he provides in terms of being that guy towards the top of the net worth always feels pretty consistent from him. Yeah, they might have caught Collapse out. Is Burrow Strike in a second?
he's desperately trying to get in front of him for the tether slow, but couldn't quite manage it. He doesn't have any regen on Collapse either. He has these phase boots queued up again, but I'm wondering, because the lane's a little bit more difficult this game, whether he might just look for the straight Blink Rush instead.
He's holding a lot of gold. He is sitting second on the net worth. Like, he could definitely do that. And if he's got the farm, if the lane stays consistent like this, go for the Blink, right? Like, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Because I look at this game and I think if you can get the early Blink on the Sand King in conjunction with this like Queen of Pain, they have the ability to play such like quick Dota. I'm not saying LGD can't, but I think you need that kill threat relatively early on. Oh, he's going for the phase boots. Okay, take it all back. He definitely wants the phase boots first. I've always said that.
With a lot of conviction as well. And something I've noticed too, again, it's just Yatoro going back into the jungle. He had a bunch of stacks to work with, and now Faith Beyond coming over and swiping some of those stacks. And LGD, while watching Team Spirit, definitely noticed that. I think a lot of teams towards the back end of the event kind of did as well, where they know Spirit, Miposhka, he's always looking for these stacks to make for his carry. And yeah, you know, if it's going to be made for him, you need to invade and try and steal them. And that's exactly what Faith Beyond does.
Especially when you play these heroes like Venge as well, they're stacking such low effort. Like Venge Shadow Demon. Hit a camp, wait for Terror, and you get so much efficiency out of it. I don't know, like, Collapse all of a sudden, like, he's ahead of the Slark in net worth, even though the lane's been relatively difficult.
And now he's going into the blank.
The Underlord's net worth now looks so good, though, after taking that stack before. And it'll be interesting to see what Faith Beyond does, because I think he had treads that I saw before. And I think when you have this oh no, he doesn't have treads. Right, okay. It was somebody else. So he's gone for the early hood. I was wondering whether he might turn into some sort of, like, semi-carry.
Why in some trouble? Toronto Tokyo's here with Miposhka. And, ooh, Why walks away for a second, but they've got 3 stacks of the Shadow Poison. Probably not who I expected to get that kill, but Miposhka claims Y's life.
Yeah, like, okay, so my problem with LGD's lineup is moving forward, like, into the mid-game, right? We talked about this yesterday with Tundra. Their ability to, like, blow people up quickly is a bit of a worry for me, right? They have these 2 cores that are good in long fights, in like Batrider and Underlord, and especially Slark as well, but the burst damage isn't really there. So when you're playing against these heroes like Sand King and Quap that are really mobile, and they have the double defensive save behind them, I think killing heroes quickly is a difficult thing to do.
And that's something we saw Tundra kind of struggle with Collapse on this Sand King, where if you give him too much time to work with, I mean, this guy's going to make you pay. He finds his farm, he finds his openings, he knows his angles. He really went off these last few days. It's kind of been disgusting from him. And by kind of, it's been really disgusting. He's played so well.
I will say, though, it made me laugh that LGD banned Bane. Like, oh, the pig pole, easy. We talked about on the cast yesterday how much work the Miposhka Bane was doing, and I love to see that LGD have respected it so much they just have to take it out.
They respected that and the Coddle.
Venge stacking once more. Can she get it off? I don't think the Ancients are stacking.
At the big camp. They're going on to Collapse. They've got Jowade here in the top lane. They're going to chase him, but the Burrow Strike trying to leave. Pigpole again. Running from these heroes. And they do have Lasso if they're forced to use it, but here comes Toronto Tokyo.
My goodness.
The Lasso comes out of the Queen of Pain. They still get the kill on a Collapse. They're going to look over at Toronto Tokyo, who blinked into this one. It's on cooldown for 3 more seconds. Jowade and Jinkyu are gone, but Ame will get that kill in return. They come over with Yatoro as well as Mira. He goes into the ulti and tries to go after Yatoro, who's popped this God Strength. Not going to continue to fight, but all of a sudden, Ame's got himself 2 permanent agility and 2 kills in this lane.
Yeah, sick turn by Toronto Tokyo, though. It was so close to just killing the Wisp and the Batrider straight away. I will say, though, that really well played by Jowade to lasso the Queen of Pain instead of the Sand King. Like, if that Queen of Pain had just been able to stand there and hit during that duration, I think the fight would have been completely different, right? So he reads the situation really well.
Look at that. Yatoro all of a sudden just almost topped the net worth.
Miposhka.
And Miposhka getting run down. Jowade's made his way down here. He's got the boost to travel, can move around the map pretty quickly. And, well, he's come bottom after that death top. They'll get the kill. They should be able to get the tower, potentially, if they stay on it.
Oh, this catapult. Just 1 HP.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Has that maxed out Firestorm, so taking the tower seems pretty easy. Collapse in the dire jungle.
Yeah, he's playing really aggressive, but like he is forcing rotations and things, right? Like he's just cutting waves, being as annoying as possible. He's 200 gold off his blink as well, so that timing that we talked about, maybe he wanted to get that blink early. With that stack in particular before, he actually still has a really strong amount of net worth, so the blink's going to come at a good time anyway.
Good flame break to push off that illusion rune. Now Mira coming over, hit with the Pit of Malice. The Earth Splitter flies in from Y. They should be able to kill off Mira with no problems, and Miposhka shows himself for a second. Not going to have enough there to help out this Venge. And I assume the build is still the same for the 4 Venge, right? You just go Ags after boots?
Yeah, I think so. Unless they want some kind of like...
But they have a sentry down, lasso on a collapse. Burrow strikes, try to get away. Flame breaks there, goes into the pig pole. They've brought in Ame. And Pounce not leashing, but the right clicks are in, and Jowie gets credit for the kill. Ame participating in 1 shot, has himself 3 permanent agility stolen, and they get another kill on the Sand King. But yeah, he did buy out on that blink before he died.
Yeah, exactly. He buys the blink first, so it's not the end of the world. Level 4 Pit of Malice here.
And the Pit of Malice as well as the Sleep. That means Pit of Malice is going to go off again. They're behind them. They've got the disruption. They have Jinkyu as well as Ame coming through. They're going to body block Miposhka. They'll take the kill on the Shadow Demon. End up losing the tier 1 over mid, but they're right on top of Mira once more. And both supports are going to bite it here for Team Spirit.
Yeah, they do get the mid tier 1 though. So it could have been worse, but I think if OGA are able to transition this into a mid-tier 1 of their own, which it looks like they will, they'll be more than happy with that trade, evenly on the towers and getting the 2 kills. We'll see if they can do it.
And Ame is 7k net worth already, and he's getting real close to that Diffusal Blade.
Oh, Epi.
They're looking for the Epi. And, oh. He stopped it.
So they don't get the tower, though. Yeah, and it's interesting to see as well the difference in Slark. Like, from yesterday where we saw Skeeter play it, like, he didn't really join fights for the first 20 minutes, it felt like. And I know it's different this game because they have a Wisp, so, like, the Slark has an easy way into the fight. But LGD, willing to use that hero a little bit earlier on, potentially, than Tundra were.
They've got this Blink Dagger on the Sand King. I'm not certain it's been shown yet. They also have a double damage waiting on Toronto Tokyo, who's about to have this Orchid. So a bit of a item timing here for Team Spirit with Yatoro continuing to farm this jungle. He's got himself the Echo Saber, Mask of Madness ready to go. God Strength on cooldown, though, for 14 more seconds. So that could be a timing where Team Spirit look to fight.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, potentially. I don't know. Are they reliant on the BKB timing here potentially on the Slark still, or can they go with the Diffusal?
Can LGD go, or can Team Spirit go? Sorry.
My problem, like, if Slark doesn't have BKB, they do have a lot of burst, right, on Spirit. So, like, going in with the Diffusal, all it takes is one, like, mistake. We saw yesterday, you know, like one good Sanking Sun into the burst that Spirit have. They can kill the Slark quickly. And I think that's an Orchid on the Queen of Pain flying out.
Yeah, it is. Is it, though? Are they going to try and fight where Ame's leading the charger he's in the entire time? It looks like they're set up to do so. I was thinking more so that they'd be farming and have them relocate in afterwards.
Yeah, you can do. I mean, Wisp was changed a little bit from what it used to be, though. Where, hang on, Miposhka.
And it's going to be spotted. They'll slow him down with the Diffusal. The disruption comes out. They'll have the Venge coming in. They've got themselves the Pit of Malice. And now the Blink as well as the Epi coming in with the Burrow Strike. Mech. They don't have the damage. They have the mech, but the kill is on Ame as well as Jinkyu. They'll take out both.
It feels so good talking about something and then it just happens straight away.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen very often, but when it does...
It feels good.
You feel so vindicated. That was so close to him not dying, though, right? With the mech coming through from Jin-Q. Ame kind of going crazy, going up the hill
Dire's top
blindly.
tower
But
is
I
under
mean,
attack.
it could have been good, right? Like, if they kill off the Shadow Demon quickly, the fight's much different. But the supporting cast just a little bit far behind for LGD. And they don't really scale that well going into the late game on LGD, you have to say. I mean, the Slark's a good matchup against the Sven, right? Like, in these long fights in the late game. But Spirit have the burst potential, and their other two cores on LGD don't scale particularly well on the Underlord and the Batrider. Unless the Underlord goes into, like, some semi-carry builder like an AC or something. But it seems like he's going a little bit more utility-based.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Sven's almost at this BKB. Is he gonna dismantle the Echo Saber?
Collapse. Cancels the TP. I don't think it's gonna matter.
He's pig-pulled and surrounded. Zhao 8 with the kill.
That Underlord with the overcharge as well. Madness. Clicks like a monster.
Rosh could just taking away some vision here. Doing his thing as best he can right now, sitting... Both supports actually sitting higher than LGDs, and that's really what we look at quite often in these LGD games. It's just the difference in net worths where we can find it. Meanwhile, Zhao 8's been spotted, and he is very dead. Toronto Tokyo moving in with Mira to get that kill. He's got that
big
BKB, but...
Big net worth increase for Toronto Tokyo as well, 500 gold.
Yeah. And he's almost got his BKB. And it looks like Yatoro's not going to dismantle that Echo Saber, and he's just going to buy out on the BKB.
Is there a mech on the Wisp Beacon?
No, he's still building it.
How did he save the Slark before? What happened? Did he just wand or something and fairy fire?
Yeah, I think so.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But I swear I heard the noise for mech.
Yeah, I thought I heard a mech noise as well. I just assumed he had it.
Radiant are scared.
They're looking to make a play here up towards top. BKB gets popped as the magic mist is thrown their way. Still slowed up, goes into the pig pole, staying right on top of Mira. On the other side of the fight, though, they've got themselves the Sonic Wave coming through and getting the kill on a Jin-Q. They're going to look over at Ame and try and finish off this Stark. The lasso comes through under the Venge. And now Jin-Q, who bought back, TP's in and tethers up onto Ame. God Strength pop going after Faith Beyond the cleave. Really doing some damage on the Zhao 8. Not only on the Faith Beyond, they've got the Earth Splitter coming through from Y as he only is able to just stand there. This is a new BKB for Yatoro. They get the kill on Faith Beyond, and they've got some heroes low on Team Spirit. The dust comes out. It's on a collapse, but the swap is there from Mira to save the Sand King. Nobody lost from Team Spirit yet.
I mean, these double defensive supports, man. Like, they swap out the Sven, they then banish the Venge. They're just saving each other.
Ooh, Burrow Strike on it too. And now Toronto Tokyo coming over. They've got the silence on Ame. Ame trying to survive. The right click's on a collapse, but it's not going to be enough for him to survive. And Toronto Tokyo gets the kill. They finally take out Mira, but that's only one killed off on Team Spirit. They've killed off Faith Beyond as well as Ame. They had the buyback coming out from Jin-Q. They're looking off their Y. He's getting chased down by 3 heroes. He's certainly dead on his screen already, while Zhao 8 is forced to TP away. He goes back towards mid, and Jin-Q's already walked away as he bought back, doesn't want to die again.
But this is what I was saying, that like LGD, it's so difficult for them to find these kills. Like the double defensive supports, the lack of like burst damage relatively early on. Such a big issue for them here. This like the constant saves coming through from Spirit, disrupting the fights.
Yeah.
It feels like the Spirit from yesterday. Still very much here.
And they're up 5,000 net worth. They've had such a great time so far. They've played around the aggression that LGD were pushing forward quite well. And I wonder if maybe they've pushed and stymied it enough that now LGD, they might need to stop for a little bit because they want this BKB on Ame, right? So do you just take the time to farm that up, kind of hold back on fighting a little bit and wait for that?
Well, it's difficult though, right? Because the Batrider's just finished his BKB, so it's like, oh, do we want to wait for for the Slark BKB, or do we want to play around this like Bat BKB that we've just finished off? Like the timings are slightly off for LGD. Oh, he gets out on the Boschka.
Faith Beyond, Lotus Orb for him next, as he's picked up a pipe and a Rod of Atos, so he's got a decent chunk of farm. The top two right now are the Sven of the Queen of Pain, so Yotaro, who's used these stacks, and well, he's 2-0-1, just continuing to farm and be involved when he can be. He's going for a Daedalus next, and he just picked up a Blink Dagger, so definitely a time to fight for Team Spirit as they'll group up and smoke. They have God Strength ready.
What can they find though? Because Rosh is up, remember. You know, if they don't find a kill, I don't think they should force it. Maybe potentially just go and look to play around the pit instead. But we know what Spirit are like. They do like finding these kills.
Might find something in the triangle. They're gonna walk up. They put down the obs. They just spot Jinkyu, and they're gonna come through. They've got themselves the God Strength so quickly killed, and he had bought back. They'll take it in one swipe as well.
I think they just run into Rosh now, surely.
Is there anything really to stop them from taking it? And it does not feel like that's likely. I mean, you do have Elder Titan. He's very good at disrupting these Rosh attempts, but I just don't think there's confidence there in going that way.
LGD do scan it though, so they know this is going on, and they're going to head into the pit. You have to remember, with the Elder Titan, they have really good stall around the pit here. Underlord as well, probably one of the better heroes.
It's already so low. It's already getting down towards the end. They need to get into the pit, but they won't be able to do so. Oh, they actually get the kill on a Rosh. Sonic Wave comes in. They've got themselves the Rod of Atos coming through, as well as the Pit of Malice onto the Shadow Demon. Yatoro comes through, right clicks in, and it's a two-man stun. They're looking for Zhao Wei, who gets out of the high ground. The swaps in. I don't know why. They got the kill on a potion. They're going to look over as Zombies coming into the fight looking for Mira. Y ends up dead. Venging Trouble. Down goes Mira. Two heroes gone on the side of Spirit as they'll buy back on Y. Zhao Wei still very low. TPing out and away from this fight.
That's so unfortunate for
Toronto, Tokyo.
He got stuck in the trees by the creeps, so he had to BKB to get away.
Yeah. And not awful from LGD. Spirit, though, forcing the buyback on Y. They lose both their supports. They end up getting the Aegis, but the Aegis kill, or the Rosh kill, is LGD's. It was a snatched Aegis.
Yeah, I think if Zhao Wei had died there, the fight would have been much better for Spirit, right? But
yeah,
the fact that he's able to just get up off on the cliff and get out of there, decent fight for LGD. Oh, collapse. They have lasso.
And they're going up towards the top with the relocate. They have the Rod of Atos on to Toronto, Tokyo. Now the Pit of Malice as well as the Sleep. He doesn't have the BKB. He used it for the previous fight, but they're going to go in with the God Strength as well as the BKB. The damage on the Faith Beyond is just too much for him to handle, and now Jinku's going back over as they'll relocate out. They relocated in to try and take this fight with a complete turnaround, which is something we see so often from Team Spirit. Is right there, ready and willing to go. They get the kill on Zhao Wei. They've got the dagger on to Y. They might dive this tower, and it looks like they're definitely going to dive this tower. They have the blink and the God Strength still going, and they'll get the kill on a Y. Triple kill for Yatoro, and that is easy pickings there for Team Spirit.
Yeah, well played by Collapse there to like drag the fight out a little bit longer, so the initial lasso didn't come through. Kind of drags LGD a little bit too far from where they would like, and you know, Wisp with the relocate just manages to get out, but very close to dying as well. Is this the most poor we've seen Jinkyu this tournament, I feel, at like 25 minutes?
Seems like it, yeah. And it's just not the hero that we've been seeing him play. Not the type, you know, Monkey Kings, Void Spirits, just more heroes that become cores than this.
I mean, he is a great Wisp player, though. Like, yeah, he's played it a lot before, but I agree with what you're saying. Like, different to normal. Is that the Wisp shard? Or is it the Slark shard?
I wouldn't be surprised if it... Yeah, it's Slark shard coming out. He's got the Depth Shroud now. Ags is finished on Mira, too.
Very good against, like, the Sven, right? Where if the Sven's trying to blow somebody up, you leap pounce in on the Slark with the Depth Shroud and keep them alive. They don't really... I guess they have decent AoE damage with the Queen of Pain and the Sand King, but for the Sven itself...
Bounce.
Not easy.
Although this is a kill on Mira, who's got that new Ag. They're going to continue to chase. They've got Collapse going with the Epicenter as well as the Burrow Strike. Oh, the damage coming in on his sword!
My goodness.
He ends up dead. The Sonic Wave is there. They'll take out Ame. BKB is popped by Zhao 8. He tries to get on the high ground. Maybe going to leave from this one, but they get the kill on Amira. And again, he's got that axe. They'll try to leave the relocate out. Faith Beyond. He's also going to use that Dark Rift. But they have this Wisp coming back, and they have spotted where he relocated from. And
yeah, and they have Vengeance.
Oh boy.
So
very dead. They get the kill on Amira, but again, it's just not... It doesn't matter. Once you have that Ags, Venge, it does not matter.
I love the OGA observers when they change the camera angle because they know there's going to be like an absolute chaos and there's nothing the opponent can do in the moment. Chaotic good. That's the...
Who's the chaotic neutral? My biggest
it's
question.
definitely the Black Dragon this tournament. He's been the chaotic neutral.
So 7,000 net worth lead here for Team Spirit. Sven sitting at 17,000, just about to finish off the Statos. They got the sleep on Amira again. Mira, he's gonna die. He's got this illusion. If they can get rid of it, feels that much better. But the magic missile comes out onto the Sark. Faith Beyond coming over as well. And the psychic headband drops for the Queen of Pain while all this is going on, as well as the quickening charm on that camp where they were killing Mira. So that's a good kill to get and taking away the illusion. As Ame now with 6 permanent agility
stolen. Is that a Daedalus? Oh, for the Sven.
Yep.
This damage increase here. That's worrying. And there's a Lotus Orb on the Sand King as well. So like where they normally have this easy BKB piercing disable, it's even good against the Root as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Faith Beyond almost has the goal to get his Lotus Orb as well.
Yeah, I guess that, I mean, the Lotus Orb obviously against the Venge is the big thing we've seen this tournament. So that swap isn't available. Can't help but feel they'll be using the swap defensively though. Titan Slipper for the Sven, thank you very much.
Thanks for making my game that much easier. Right now he is holding onto the Mindbreaker though, and he'll also grab that Titan Slipper. They're going to smoke and draw a line right towards bottom.
I think LGD should know this is happening though.
Dire's top tower.
Yeah, they're going to scan top and Radiant are going to scan towards this bottom area of the map. LGD, they should know. The question is, can Spirit catch them?
Making this cross over the river.
A good retreat there from LGD. Keeping the Slark farming the whole time as well.
Yeah, finds an enchanted quiver. Just about has the gold here for the Basher. Got this BKB still at 9 seconds. The swap's going to come through on a Faith Beyond. They have the damage on a Faith Beyond so quickly, but there's the lasso. The disruption, though, with the save. So Bounce is going to miss. The Earth Splitter comes through. Zhao Wei kind of caught no man's land as LGD are going to go after Collapse. They've got the sentry down. They have the vision on him, and now they've got the root from the Rod of Atos, but the BKB is going to be popped as well as the Godstrike coming in from Yatoro. Focuses his attention onto Faith Beyond. We'll get the kill there. They've lost Shinku. They've lost Zhao Wei. The Sonic Wave comes in, and down goes Ame. 4 heroes dead. Spirit looking for it all, and they will find it with Y in trouble and Y killed off. It's wicked sick here for Toronto. Tokyo, a 10k lead for Spirit.
Do we need to ban Shadow Demon and Bane B-Cup? Because Maposhka, man, like the Slark pops the BKB, but basically the whole duration gets wasted, as well as the lasso, as well as the Earth Splitter, because of one save from the Shadow Demon.
And this is onto the high ground. No buyback on 3 of these heroes. This is at least looking like a tier 3. They do have this glyph. So there goes the tier 3, and looking like the melee racks will follow. 15 seconds still to go. Highest respawn timer on LGD. They do have a tier 1 bottom, so it's stopping them from going through bot, but top is open.
I mean, they can't deal with Yatora at the moment on LGD. Like, this guy basically just blinks into a fight with the Stayless, and somebody's dead. Like, that fight, it was the Bat Rider, especially after his BKB ended. And he's just able to move from target to target because the rest of Spirit can keep themselves alive. With all this maneuverability and defensive capability.
I'll take your tribute.
Oh, 15k lead here. I believe, yeah, Collapse looking for that Octarine. It gets even tougher to kill Yatoro as he's picked up that Satanic. And like you said, they don't have the burst damage to kill these heroes on the side of LGD. So you don't have the burst damage. Even if Sven gets low, he's just going to Satanic and be back to full.
It feels like he just picked up the crit as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it feels like this is the do or die smoke for LGD. If they lose one more set of racks, second Rosh is going to spawn here as well. So this fight has to go their way.
Toronto Tokyo spotted.
Oh my god, he went in!
Aggressively! They're going to get the Rod of Atos as well as the last one, but they've got the Lotus Orb being placed there out onto Toronto Tokyo. Mira comes in, dead for the first time. Sonic Wave hits on a 3. They've got the BKB pop by Zhao 8 as well as Toronto Tokyo, but those are finally going to wear off. The Epicenter comes through with the Flame Break, pushing Collapse away. It's not the best placed Epicenter, but he's right now in the Sandstorm. They've got the dust. They have Toronto Tokyo coming over from the side. Here comes the Sven! And Yatoro kills off Phase Beyond and looking towards the rest. He's got this concentrate. God, he's so strong! He's so strong! Full team wipe for Team Spirit, and game 1 goes their way.
That was such a satisfying attack to watch. Oh my god. Unbelievable from Spirit. I mean, we were, coming into today saying, they've been up against it in every single series they've played.
Yeah.
Every single time they prove us wrong, and they come against the final bosses of LGD, and you're like, man, like maybe this is the final hurdle for them. Maybe they can't deal it. It's going to be a quick 3-0 for LGD. Sit down, guys, because it's going to be a long day.